That's the kind of things that you will develop by doing those problems. And that's where you will find yourself much better when someone asks you a problem which you have probably not seen in an interview or you're not prepared for it, but you will be able to understand that problem and the aspects which are really causing the problem in itself. That's where you will be able to come up with a solution. So people are not generally looking for someone who can solve all problems, who knows the answer to everything. But people are generally looking in an interview that, if I give you a problem, can you apply your brain to actually understand it and solve it for me? That's the kind of attitude people are looking for.
Makes sense. And if at all they're trying to transition, let's say, a student who wants to create projects, but they're struggling to get a place or a platform where they can actually, contribute. Can they really make it all the way by doing it by themselves? Such as, Sandeep sir, when he was the professor and he, fostered an idea into a reality. Can it really be possible under the age where we're, my question is correlating to AI a lot, because a lot of things can be done by machine learning and AI. So what type of transitions and what type of focuses should be, and a student can really incorporate an idea into a reality as big as Geeks4Geeks.
So I'd say even Geeks4Geeks started off as a small blog, right? And so if you have that kind of an idea where you just enjoy doing it, right? Let's say probably you guys watch any movie or any fanfic, right? And that's when you start just posting about it. True. Probably starting an Instagram account, just doing it, right? Because you enjoy doing it. That's the kind of things that you should focus on, and build around those skills, right? Wherein, let's say someone who's actually a fan of something, they go ahead and create a blog through posting about all the characters, their nitty-gritties, what are their aspects. So essentially, obviously there are already there, but what is it that you can do better? And that's the kind of thing, and you can do it better only when you are really passionate about it.
Understood.
That's where you will find yourself doing things. And I would say start off small. You can always start off small, but don't really focus about what is it that I want to achieve, but just focus about what is it that I can do right now to make it better. And that's how you will build something big.
And how do you deal with time management, sir? That's one issue that most of the college students have here.
Yeah, so I believe creating a proper schedule would help. But then again, it comes from discipline. Like if you say that I'll wake up at 6, you have to wake up at 6. You can't think of like, okay, probably today I'll wake up at 7. And that's how generally we'll find. But I believe in college, it's not really that hectic, I believe. Because when you're just in classes, that's the kind of time that you are generally giving. But that's not something which is very hectic. You can wake up early,
We make it hectic actually, sir.
Yeah, so essentially you need to manage your time well by creating a schedule. And that's how you will be able to find time for things you actually enjoy.
Makes sense. Any type of advices you'd give a 19, 20-year-old, because you've already made it so far in your journey, and we're honestly so we're aspiring to be you, but I'm not saying for everyone here, but I don't know whether we all have it, what it takes in order to actually put in the hard work, put in 200, 250, 300 DSA problems, cracking 20 LPA, 40 LPA, whatsoever. What do you think, or what your advice would be to a 19, 20-year-old in order for them to do this?
So rather than really planning about what is it that you want to do, start doing things.
Okay.
So stop worrying about what will come out of it if I do it, and start worrying about what is the end goal that you're trying to achieve. Just put your hands into it. Just go ahead and do it. Essentially, what is it that Nike says it? Just do it. That's the best advice that you can find. And people, I feel that at times especially when we are young, we are often afraid of, oh, I might fail. So there are so many. I would actually like to congratulate everyone who came in and pitched their ideas. Not everyone does it, because they are probably afraid of things like how will it look like. Probably people will ask questions I will not be able to answer. But then these are the kind of things that you should not worry about when you are in college, right?
Yeah.
You are supposed to fail. It's a safe environment that you are in. You're not really failing at something really big, like probably a nuclear launch. That's not something that you're failing at. It's just a normal presentation.
Minor challenge.
Yeah. So that's generally not the kind of things that you should worry about, because I saw someone saying that you're afraid of losing your reputation that you don't really have. So don't worry about those things. So just go ahead and do it things, and you'll find ways.
That's very insightful, sir. The last question which I have for you is, because we've talked about, at least I would love to say that you're extremely successful, but what are the drawbacks, and how can we address the failures that do happen? Because failures and drawbacks would come. How do you bounce back from them and essentially try and deliver to the promises or the commitments that you're supposed to do or your potential have?
So I think you should only worry about commitments that you make to yourself. Okay. So when you start failing at things, so I'll give you my personal experience that when I was applying for companies, and it was the same situation when I was applying for placement, everyone was rejecting. So around 10 odd companies went by, 50 went by. Then every time that I went ahead for the next interview, I was like, what else? Like, I'll get rejected at worst, right? So you stop worrying about those things. You just put in your work and give your best at that thing. So that's the kind of attitude that you should worry about. What is your commitment to yourself? And that is giving my best to that thing, whatever I'm going ahead with. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's not the kind of thing that you should worry about. People will find ways to be disappointed in you, but you should not be disappointed in yourself at the effort that you're making. That's the only thing that you should worry about.
I have those other questions that I had. Thank you so much for joining in, sir.
Thank you.
Huge round of applause for sir.